What's going on? This is Mike Styles, and I'm back with another episode of the Mike Styles Experience. And 2020 has been a hell of a year so far. It's been so much happening, and some people just want to, get this year over. And I can understand why. 2020 has been hard for everybody. And we stepped into a new decade, and it's been a wild ride for sure. And so now we're 8 months in, and so much has happened. Nobody knows how the next 4 months are gonna go. And honestly, I'm like, what else can go wrong? And so just to kind of start out, we kind of look at all the things that have happened in 2020. We had Kobe Bryant passing away, the brush fires down in Australia, and you had the deaths of Ahmaud Arbery, George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, and Rayshard Brooks down in Atlanta. And we're dealing with coronavirus, COVID-19. There's so much more that's happened, but I think the thing is just to try to remain as optimistic as possible. But let's try to, get through this together. And if you're out there feeling all messed up about it, you just got to remember that you're not alone. And, life as we know it has changed, and, nothing will be as it was ever again. But I think it's going to take us a while to recover. But I also think that, we will recover. And you got to understand that, maybe this isn't something that we've seen before, or maybe we have. I don't know. But, maybe this was here all along, or maybe this was supposed to happen. I don't know. But so this episode is more of a, I guess, like a reflective episode. Like I said, being 8 months in to 2020, and we still got 4 more months to go. So, I don't think anybody knows what the next 4 months are going to look like. So, what we can't do is just allow the stress and chaos to eat us up. And that's kind of like what I wanted to talk about, talk about getting through this together. And we have a lot of people out there suffering and sometimes dying alone. And we just need to recognize when people are at their lowest moments and try to be that beacon of light or that beacon of hope to lift them up. And I think when we do that, it not only helps them, but it helps us as well. So, like I said, this is going to be a kind of like a 2020 reflection. And I think one of the first things that we need to be mindful of, two things actually, our speech and actions. We need to be wise in our speech and actions. The things that we do and say matter. And that means that we need to be genuine when we do it. Tell someone how you truly appreciate them. Tell them how much you value them. Be supportive of their dreams and their hopes, and just be there through the good and bad moments. Check in with them and offer support and help when needed as much as you can. Now, I know this goes without saying, but each and every one of us has our strengths and weaknesses. We're all vulnerable and susceptible of being consumed by our darkest moments. At the same time, we're all capable of pulling ourselves out of these moments. But I think we become much more capable when we have that support and encouragement from others. It's always helpful when we share our experiences and knowledge. It helps us to learn and discover things that are interesting. In the process, we learn and discover much more about ourselves. We achieve better results that helps to improve our lives and the lives of others around us. And that leads into the next thing, which is that it keeps us humble. Humility and maturity, I think, both go hand in hand. A well-distinguished person accomplishes much but brags little. They're secure in their standing without having to make noise about it. They're the ones that treat everyone with respect and dignity, regardless of their situation or position. And this is something that's accomplished through being positive no matter how bad a situation is. I'm not saying that you have to be positive all the time, because to me that's not realistic. But you want the positives to outweigh the negatives. That's because when we build each other up with positivity, we allow ourselves and others to open up for better things to come. Don't allow your thinking to become overly pessimistic and gloomy. The bad times will end. They end, and then you experience calm, which only prepares you for the next round of bad times. But our minds seem to expand the negative events, which causes us to think and feel as if it's going to be there forever. We even go so far as to think that these things will continue for an indefinite amount of time. And with no one there to support and encourage you with positive reinforcement, this becomes our reality. I think it's called, what is it called? It's called a self-fulfilling prophecy. But again, even the worst of times end, everything does. We've overcome challenges and dark times before, and although 2020 has been rough, we'll get through it. We'll get through it like we got through 9/11. We'll get through it like we got through the financial crisis of 07, 08. This is not the first time we've been down this path, and I'm sure it won't be the last. Challenges don't stop, so it's important to think about past challenges and reflect on how we successfully overcame them. The past challenges, they should serve as reminders that we can get through these tough times. But in order to get through it, we have to be together. It involves shifting our attitudes that we have towards ourselves and each other. And this will keep us motivated to successfully rise above all situations. Because when times get tough, it's easy for us to forget about our strengths and focus only on our flaws. Don't fall for this illusion that we're not capable of withstanding and enduring through times of despair and hopelessness. Sometimes I think our greatest strengths come from the ability to endure. What and who would we be if we didn't have this ability? What are we to become without it? The bottom line is that it all starts with the mindset. Once we shift our mindsets towards things that are more positive, we start to feel better. We become better. We find ourselves in a much better emotional state. Again, it's extremely helpful when we do it together. Don't think that you have to do it all alone, and don't think that you have to go at it alone. In times like these, our support networks, they have to be stronger than they've ever been. It's okay to lean on that support structure a little. We need to visualize how and who we can help build up and inspire changes for the better. From there, we then need to work towards making it a reality. Allow yourself to reach a point of understanding others. Give them a chance to explain their perspectives. Allow them to express their points of view and actively listen in order to understand them. With each passing day, we should remain focused on achieving a better outcome. So, to wrap this all up, I want to say that we'll all be fine. And I think we'll get through this. And don't be afraid to ask for help if you need it. We may be strong alone, but I think together is where we have the potential to find our true power, our true strength. Together we can overcome any issue placed in front of us. Although we may not be in close proximity to one another, we can still push back against the feelings of isolation, hopelessness, and emptiness. No matter what troubles we have, there's always a way, to push back. So that's been this week's episode. Feel free to reach out to me at MikeStylesEXP.com. You can go there, leave a comment, share it, download, subscribe. And also, while you're there, if you don't mind, I would appreciate you leave me a small donation. I got this goal in mind that I'm trying to actually upgrade our recording equipment and stuff like that, and maybe get a green screen. So until next time, take care of yourselves and take care of each other.